Hey, hey, hey. How is everybody? I'm Deborah Porter. I am the ultimate mom coach for home life balance. Super excited to be here today to support you even more with balancing the demands of your home and the desires of your life, creating the appropriate tension, the appropriate balance there so that nothing and no one suffers or is neglected. So super happy to be here today. And I'm excited to share with you. I want to talk about spring cleaning. But I want to talk about spring cleaning in maybe not such an ordinary way or a way that we're used to doing spring cleaning or hearing about spring cleaning. So if you have any comments, questions, please just go ahead and put them in the chat. Make sure in the comments, make sure that you give me your name because I am on StreamYard. And unless you give them permission to use your name, I won't know it. I won't have it. So today I'm talking about not your ordinary spring cleaning. And here's the thing. I'm just going to start with what is spring cleaning, right? What is spring cleaning? Spring cleaning is the thorough cleaning of our home in preparation for springtime. Super popular in kind of the northern states because it was, winters are cold. And so spring is a time to kind of open the windows, let the fresh air in. Fantastic. Wonderful. Spring cleaning in business, however, is a little different. It talks about getting your forms and papers and things together, either for an audit or for taxes. So we're going to be talking about spring cleaning in a different way. There are tons of spring cleaning tips, ways you can spring clean, things you should spring clean, all kinds of downloadables, checklists, and how to spring clean, what to spring clean, why to spring clean, what's the difference between mold and mildew and spring cleaning. Like you could spend an entire day literally looking up and Googling spring cleaning and get all kinds of comments, remarks, PDFs, but we're not talking about any of that today. I'm not talking about any of that because one reason is because you can get all that stuff on Google. And many of those lists I've used as well. But here's what I really want to talk about when we're talking about spring cleaning. What's better or what is maybe more effective, a more effective way of approaching spring cleaning is getting systems in place in your home and in your life that will bring balance to both of those areas. So instead of doing these once a year major, let's clean under the sofa, let's move all the sofa pillows and cushions, instead of doing this thing kind of once a year and you really being the one doing it while everyone else doesn't see the need for it, what about putting some systems in place in your home that allow some of these things to actually be taken care of several times throughout the year, or better yet, moments where you don't have to do it at all because you've got systems in place of how that gets handled. Interesting, huh? So let's talk about a more effective approach to preparing for spring and not be so tunnel visioned about it being about stuff, because it's really not just about stuff. Okay, so I'm not going to be before you long. So again, if you've got some comments or questions, go ahead and put them in. And if I can read them, I'll respond. So the first thing about spring cleaning and why it's not, I'm going to take this off because I think it's causing noise. The first thing about spring cleaning and why it's not super effective in the way that we do it as one big event once a year is because what happens during spring cleaning, and this probably is the most important point, at least in my opinion, we end up spending days, weekends, hours, cleaning and organizing and restructuring stuff that we either no longer need, no longer want, no longer use. And you know what I'm talking about. So how many times have you spent a weekend, right, organizing? Y'all have notes because I'll forget. That's what you see me kind of shifting back and forth. How many times have you spent a weekend organizing a closet a garage? How many weekends have you spent over your life cleaning out a garage that's full of stuff that you either have not used in years or you haven't used since you bought that house with that nice big garage, right? I've been there. right? Just rearranging, moving boxes, don't even know what's in the boxes. Where should we put this box? Just put it up on that top shelf again, right? So this is one reason why this whole big spring clean once a year thing doesn't work, because we end up cleaning and organizing stuff that we're not even using. How about, spending a whole day in your kitchen, pulling stuff out the cabinets, wiping all the cabinets down? Fabulous, wonderful, amazing, clean cabinets, love it. But are you using all of that stuff that you're cleaning around? Are you using the 27 mugs that are in your house right now, that's in your cabinet? Are you using all of the china, the dishes, the stuff, the pots and pans? For me, this is why this whole once a year spring cleaning thing doesn't work for me, because I end up cleaning up and around stuff that I no longer use, want, or need. Right? So that's the first point. The second point is, because this whole spring cleaning thing generally only happens once a year, it's time consuming. And there are areas that are going to take even more time, simply because of the size of the job, and because I'm only doing this once a year. I've got this thing set aside that once a year I'm going to do this huge clean, right? I'm going to just do this huge clean once a year. So the first point was, we spend time cleaning things we don't want, need, or use. The second point is, it happens once a year. There's a better way. There's a better way to get organizational systems and things in your home and in your life, that you don't have to take out this whole weekend or these days at a time to do these one big clean, right? We're just going to do this one time, moving all this stuff around that we don't even use anymore. And here's the other point. I'm only making 3 points. Here's the other point about spring cleaning. Generally, when we think about spring cleaning, we think about it as referring to our stuff, right? Our house, our clothes, our cabinets, our garages, under the furniture. We're going to move the couch. It's spring cleaning. We're going to pull the couch out. We're going to vacuum. But unless we're dealing with our attachment to this stuff, and why, for whatever reason, it has made sense up to this point to hold on to things that I no longer use, want, or need, when there are actually people who could probably be benefiting from this stuff. I could sell it, maybe. Our neighborhood people do that all the time. I could give it away. You could probably sit it out on the curb and somebody will snatch it up. So these are the 3 areas that don't really get addressed with this once a year big spring cleaning, right? Spending time cleaning things that we no longer use, or that we no longer want, or that we no longer need. The second point was that it happens once a year, so it becomes a big job and a task that many times we don't want to take on, or we end up taking it on ourselves because it's hard. It's hard to get your family on board with picking up their own stuff, let alone this big, massive garage clean out. And then number 3 is spring cleaning. We're generally thinking about the stuff. Here's what I want us to begin to think about. Why am I holding on to things that I no longer use, want, or need? Why am I attached? Sometimes it's an emotional attachment. Sometimes it's just procrastination, because I know the job is going to be so big if I have to go in and start now going through all this stuff, because we don't have a system in place on how to take a task like that and break it down into smaller pieces and parts, and break it down even into weekly or monthly cleanups or cleanouts, so that this massive once a year thing doesn't have to happen. And so what I want to share with you, and I've been talking about it kind of leading up to it, is the Home Management Mastery course that I've got coming up. The registration for this course actually begins April 4th, which is Sunday evening around 7:00. The course will start April 12th. So we'll have a week of just registration, asking questions, answering questions, allowing people to register and come in to the group and start receiving some of the things ahead of time. But here's the thing, and here are some of the areas that we're going to be talking about. We'll be addressing areas in your home and your life that need order, balance, and routines, right? Because spring cleaning really should not just be about my stuff, and it really should not be a one-time thing. And so whether it's decluttering, which is something that we all really should be doing on somewhat of a regular basis, some type of schedule. For me, it's generally every 30 to 60 days, usually right around 40 or 45 days. There's an area that is being cleaned out or cleaned up. We need support in our finance. Our finances need to be decluttered. Some of us can't find our checkbook, bank card. Some of us have not balanced or reconciled either of those accounts. And so we go about spending and living, and we're not exactly sure how much is in there or what we've got. We've got nothing really set up for how the spending looks. We've got areas, not just in decluttering, not just in our home, but how about the support that we need, just one for another. You know, y'all know that I feel like mothering doesn't have to happen alone. I've said that a million times. And so the idea of being able to be together in a group with other moms that are working in these same areas, that are there to support you, asking questions that you didn't even really know you needed an answer to until you hear someone else ask it, right? So we're talking also about meal planning. Y'all remember a couple of weeks ago, I had Chef Laureus come on and talk to us about appropriate and proper meal planning for quick meals, for picky eaters. And then some of the most chaotic times that go on in our house, which are morning and evening. Getting these morning and evening family routines together and in place and everybody on board so that the chaos and the chaotic moments can lessen over time. The quicker, and well, I shouldn't say the quicker, but the earlier you put and the sooner you put these systems in place, not only in your home, but in your own life and for your kids and in your family, the easier it is. Hey, Audra, how are you? Thanks for popping in, sweetie. That's good to see you. But the quicker we put some of these systems in place in our homes, the easier it is. The longer we wait, it's a lot harder to get a 16-year-old to start doing chores for the first time than it is for a 10, 11, or 12-year-old. It just is. It's just easier. And so by the time they are 15, 16, 17, it's just the way your house rolls. It's not really a whole big discussion about it. Why do we have to do this? What's the big deal? You kind of minimize all that because you start early. Our kids started washing their own clothes. Chanel in 4th grade, because she kept getting glitter on all of our clothes. Everybody else around 5th grade started taking care of their own laundry. So the idea is, how does this look? How do I put this in place? How do I declutter my home on a regular basis? How do I declutter myself? The first module for this home management mastery course is decluttering is an inside job, because really we're going to talk about us individually first. It's not even about the stuff yet, as much as it is about how we perceive stuff and the voids that we allow the stuff to fill at times. So it first begins there, and then and then we'll go to the stuff, and then we'll talk about, you know, budgeting and finances and why are our finances so out of whack, and then pantries and meal planning and how to get our kids to be able to step into, you know, prepping and cooking and things of that nature. And then, of course, family routines, morning and evening, especially morning and evening. Those can be some of the most chaotic times in any household. And then we'll end it with talking about a regimen of self-care for you. And I'm using the word regimen because that's exactly what I mean. I'm not talking about a mani-pedi. I'm not talking about going to get your hair done. Those things are maintenance. I got to get my hair done. Like, that's not self-care. Like, I'm not supposed to get my hair done. So it's really beginning to frame and have us looking at self-care differently as it pertains to making deep deposits into us, so that we are not serving on E and we're trying to provide everything that everybody needs and we're completely empty as well. All right, so those are some of the things that we'll be doing in the course. The wait list is open now. You can get on the wait list if you go to deborahporter.net. Registration will open April 4th, which is Sunday. Listen, y'all, we can do this. This is really where it begins. It really begins with putting some kind of a system in place. We want to clear out a closet, declutter our areas. We want to fill ourselves with other new and great ideas and goals, but we're not dealing with the gook and the stuff that's already there. And so what we're going to do in this home management mastery course is really deal with the stuff that's already in front of us, why we're relating to it the way that we are. clearing it out, cleaning it out. And what you'll come out of that with is some clarity on not only the areas in your home that need the attention, but you'll have the system in place to then deal with it, right? You'll come out with a little bit more confidence in your own role as a mother, as a parent, as a wife, and how to step into the things that you want and need. And then walking in the courage to really live in that and live in that moment and understand what maternal instinct means, and is that real, and how does that play with my relationship with my child, my connection with my child. So a lot of good stuff there. If you go to deborahporter.net, you can see the course description there. You can also see the place where you can get on the wait list. Again, the wait list is available now. Registration will start Sunday. The course will start the following Monday. Let's just do this. Let's just do this. Let's just take this spring and let's put some systems and some things in place that are going to serve us well past spring, well past winter. When this next spring rolls around and you're talking about, and other people are talking about spring cleaning, it's going to bring a smile to your face, because you're going to be like, oh, I used to be her. I used to think that I need to do this one time, big old clean. All right, so let's put some things in place in your home and in your life that are going to serve you well way past springtime. All right, I'm super happy that y'all joined. I'm happy that you're here. I'm probably going to play this again sometime this weekend. I'll do a replay of it and just kind of put it back here in the group as well as on the page. But I would love to, any questions, I'm more than happy, would love to answer any questions that you have, any comments. Would love to hear your experience with this whole spring cleaning one-time thing and how that's working for you, and ways that we can support you in making that better and more effective, and ways and things that you can implement in your home now to bring more order, more routine, and allow you to not have to be at the bottom of that list. Okay, good seeing everybody. Have a good evening. Talk to you later.